I'm a really big fan of the Sony WI-1000XM2, but Sony also dropped their WI-1000X on the same day. The WI in WI-1000X stands for wireless in-ear, and these are neckband styled in-ear headphones. But although Sony really hit the mark with their 1000XM2, are the WI-1000X any good? We're about to find out. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and you can watch some of my other videos here after you're done watching this video. The Sony WI-1000X come in the same two colors as the 1000XM2, black and gold, and they're currently retailing for $299.99. That's the same price as the Sony 1000X headphones and $50 less than the new 1000XM2. I just thought you should know. If you want to pick either of these products up, I'll have links in the description below and I'll keep them updated so you can get the best deal possible. The unboxing experience on the WI-1000X is the same as the 1000XM2 over-ear headphones. You open the lid, and front and center are the earphones. Underneath, you'll find a few things like a micro USB cable for charging, a micro USB to 3.5mm audio jack cable, a few earbuds, and a soft carrying case. You get two sets of earbuds to choose from, your standard silicone earbuds, and you also get a silicone and rubber hybrid pair. They're sort of like Comply ear tips, except they're much bouncier and they don't mold as much. But I really like how all of the earbuds are color coded, and I really like the case they come in. It really helps with organization. Design-wise, the WI-1000X shared the same design language as the Sony 1000XM2 headphones. Obviously, these are neckband styled, but for those wondering, they do not fold up and they are not waterproof. But all of the materials used on the WI-1000X can be found in the headphones. The neckband is made of the same stainless steel, and there's also the same synthetic leather on the legs of the neckband. There's a good amount of padding for the back of your neck, and the whole unit itself weighs just 72 grams, so you actually forget you're wearing them after a while. There's an NFC touch point on the right side, and on the left leg, you'll find the micro USB port for charging. On the inside of the left leg, you'll find the power button, volume controls, and a play-pause button to control your music playback. They're very raised and very easy to tell apart just by touch, and they also have really good tactile feedback. If you press the power button once while the earphones are on, it will tell you your current battery status, and if you press and hold the play-pause button, you'll activate Siri. Also, the neckband will vibrate when you receive calls, and to be honest, it scared me half to death the first time they did so. And finally, on the right leg, you will find the control button for the active noise cancellation. From there, you can toggle from ambient sound, noise cancellation on, and noise cancellation off. Moving up to the actual earbuds themselves, you'll notice they're pretty big. You'll notice there's a cutout for the bottom portion for the noise cancellation mic on either earbuds, and you'll also notice they're angled a bit. Although they fit well and go pretty deep into your ear canal, since the earbuds themselves are pretty heavy, they will fall out if you run with them on. Concerning tech specs, the WI-1000X have a battery life of 10 hours with noise cancellation turned on, and with noise cancellation turned off, they should last you for 13 hours. But if you were to use them with a wired connection and with noise cancellation turned on, they should last you for around 14 hours. And in my testing, they've actually lasted for about 12 hours with noise cancellation turned on, and they also have quick charging, so 10 minutes of charging should get you around 70 minutes of playback time, just like the 1000XM2. Sadly, the WI-1000X is using the same Bluetooth 4.1 as the 1000XM2, which means you still get the same 40-foot wireless range, but you can't quickly switch from device to device. Instead, you have to go into your settings menu for each device and manually disconnect the 1000X from one device and manually connect them to your other device. I just feel with Apple's W1 chip out there and with Bluetooth 4.2 or 5.0 as an option, premium headphones like these should be able to be connected to multiple devices at the same time and be able to quickly switch between them. But I don't know what Sony has done with the noise cancellation technology, but I really like it. One of the biggest reasons I don't like the Bose QC35 is because the noise cancellation has a lot of cabin pressure and there's a lot of hissing when you're not playing music. But the new 1000X headphones have no cabin pressure whatsoever, and the noise cancellation is even better than the Bose QC35. And most of those traits carry over to the WI-1000X. The noise cancellation causes no pressure on my eardrums, and they also haven't caused me any headaches. And the noise cancellation mics on the WI-1000X do a really good job of rejecting wind noise, just like the 1000XM2. Although the in-ear earbuds don't offer as much passive noise isolation as the headphones, you can really tell the difference once the active noise cancellation turns on. But the noise cancellation on the WI-1000X is only worth using if you're indoors. They do a really good job of cancelling out noise pollution like a whirling AC or road noise from a passing car, but everything else still gets in. And since your ears aren't encased in ear cups, there's only so much the noise cancellation on the neckband can do. So if your main concern is noise isolation, then you're better off off with the 1000XM2. The WI-1000X also feature ambient sound settings that allow you to control how much outside noise gets pumped into the earphones. They can also focus specifically on people's voices. If you're walking in the city, you might want to have ambient sound set high so you can know what's going on around you. If you work in an office, you might want to have ambient sound set to medium so if HR yells for you, you can still hear them. Or if you just want to be in your own little world, you can just turn ambient sound off and only have noise cancellation on. But the funny thing is, if you turn ambient sound all the way up, you'll be able to hear even more stuff than you would with just your normal hearing. They're like hearing aids. These earphones also connect to Sony's Headphones app. From there, you can also activate adaptive sound control. Basically, if your earphones detect you're being still, they'll have noise cancellation on, but you can adjust that in the settings. If the headphones detect you're walking, they'll raise the ambient sound a bit. If they detect you're running or exercising with them, they'll raise the ambient sound even more. But personally, I wouldn't use these for working out. And if they detect you're taking public transportation, they'll block out everything. The WI-1000X also have a built-in pressure sensor just like the 1000XM2, so they can measure the barometric pressure in your immediate surroundings and then compensate the sound and noise cancellation accordingly. The idea is that you should be able to get the best noise cancellation whether you're on the ground or on an airplane, but I still haven't been able to test either of these headphones on an airplane. When it comes to sound quality, these didn't blow me away. The depth, vocals, and mids are pretty good, but when it comes to the lows and highs, that's where these headphones fall short. First, the highs tend to be too sharp most of the time, and they do cause discomfort, or they just completely crash. And the bass on these headphones really like to roll off and just muddle the rest of the sound. But through Sony's Headphones app, you can easily adjust the EQ of the neckband just like with the 1000XM2. But even after going through all of the EQ options and even trying to adjust it myself, I just couldn't find the right settings to fix the sharp highs and muddled bass. But through Sony's app, you can also adjust the surround settings and change the sound positioning of these earphones. But just like the 1000XM2, I just keep those features turned off. But I know I've given Sony a lot of crap in the past for having bad mobile apps, but their Headphones app has been very solid even after the iOS 11 update. Like I mentioned earlier, you can use these earphones with a wired connection. You can use them while powered off, or you can use them while they're on and still enjoy some noise cancellation. But what I don't get is that you can't use the controls on the left leg of the neckband to control your music playback. And since there's no inline control on the cable, you have to whip out your phone to control your music. I just wish you could just still use the buttons. The WI-1000X also has a built-in microphone for phone calls, just like the 1000XM2. And just like the 1000XM2, the microphone isn't that good. I feel the person sounds too far away, and you might have to speak up sometimes, but this audio clip is being recorded with the microphone on the WI-1000X, so you can be the judge of that. But overall, I feel the WI-1000X are just meh. You can't work out with them because the earbuds are heavy and will fall out, and the neckband will fall out of place if you're on the bench press, and they're not sweat resistant. Although the noise cancellation is impressive, a lot of sound still manages to get in. And again, the lows and highs on these earphones don't sound too good. If you're willing to spend upwards of $300 for a pair of headphones, I really can't find a reason why you would get these over the 1000XM2, aside from form factor. Hey, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. It helps out more than you realize. For more product reviews and deal alerts, check out jimcaddy.net. If you want to support the channel, pick up a shirt, and I'll catch you next time.